Welcome to Hood Champion Boxing Sports. In boxing, you find a way to win or you find a way to lose. Let me tell you something. Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua. There's all kind of rumors out here in boxing. This person fighting this person. These guys are fighting on this date. This promoter is promoting this fight. This promoter is not promoting this fight. Someone took it to the stupid. Heard this guy gets out the shower to take a piss. Hey, look, man. All I'm going to say is this. All we can do is speculate, predict, and dialogue about the rumors that we hear. But word on the street is Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury are supposed to be firmed up for October. Now remember, expect a change to the change. But that could be highly likely because we're going into June, July, August, September, October. So the reason why I think it's likely is because Tyson Fury, I think he disappeared from the sport. He announced retirement after the second Usyk loss, but he was filming the Netflix series for his family. You know, he has a series. So he goes and announces a retirement, having people think he's done with boxing, when in reality he's filming his TV series with his family for Netflix. So that's what Tyson Fury did. He didn't retire from boxing. He set aside some time to fulfill his obligations with Netflix. Okay? So that's what that is. So that would make sense for him to now be returning into the gym and kind of getting back into the swing of things. Now with Anthony Joshua, he's supposed to give DAZN 2 fights a year. It looks like he's only going to give him 1 fight this year. I heard Eddie Hearn say that. But the thing is, Anthony Joshua is supposed to be going in for some kind of surgery to his elbow. Something's going on with Anthony Joshua. Seems to be a pretty low-threat surgery, but he's going in for a surgery. So that would make sense that Anthony Joshua, here it is going into June, July, you figure August, September, October. So when you look at it, that makes sense. For Anthony Joshua to start a training camp and for he and Tyson Fury to finally have this Battle of Britain, that would make sense. So we could be getting Tyson Fury against Anthony Joshua finally. We know that they've been talking about this fight happening ever since Tyson Fury and Derek Chisora scrapped. Even before that, there's always been a demand and expectation from the UK fans to see these two Goliaths get in the ring. Remember, there was a time where AJ was undefeated, Tyson Fury was undefeated, Deontay Wilder was undefeated. We happened to see Deontay Wilder and Fury get in there and scrap. Then when Wilder and Fury were trying to figure out what they were going to do in the second and third fights, Eddie Hearn and AJ and Fury were able to come to some agreements with Daniel Kinahan getting involved and making sure that the money these guys wanted was going to be there. Then that fell apart because of Deontay Wilder and the arbitration. And the bottom line is Deontay Wilder won the right to fight Fury a third time, I believe it is. Nonetheless, we didn't get AJ and Fury in their primes undefeated, and that's really, really unfortunate. So anyway, it looks like we could have that now. Now some are saying Fury coming off of 2 losses, they really expect him to lose. One bozo was saying, because Fury, he lost to an African already, and AJ's an African, so Ngannou already beat Fury, so it's going to be another African that's going to beat Tyson Fury. Let me tell you something. Hey, you hold your horses and quit taking it to the stupid. First of all, Ngannou competed very well, but Tyson Fury beat him, okay? And then with AJ, he's not African. I get it. He has every right to claim Nigerian heritage, because he is. Like me, I'm born in America. Parents from Trinidad. I have every right to claim that I qualify because I grew up with the culture. My belly is Trinidad and Tobago, and culturally, that's what was instilled in me, although I'm born here. But I'm not from there. You understand? But you will hear me refer to someone say, hey, you from Trinidad. It gets to the point where you just say, yeah. But I'm not, because it just makes the conversation easier. Nonetheless, I understand what people are meaning about Anthony Joshua being African, okay? But the reality is this. AJ's coming out and getting destroyed by Dubois. Tyson Fury is coming out of 2 fights, or I think he and Usyk both took a pot of flesh out of each other. where Tyson Fury lost twice. Now to think that he's going to go into this fight with AJ and have an upper hand, I don't know about that. Just like I don't know if AJ has an upper hand on Fury. I think Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury is pretty evenly matched at this point in time. And if I was to give the edge to somebody, it's tough, man. I got to be honest. I want to say Joshua because of his power, but he doesn't throw the combinations he used to. Anthony Joshua is like Canelo, in my opinion. Remember Canelo used to throw those crazy 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 punch combinations. Didn't just have sand in his shoes. He looked vicious. Now Canelo just looks for certain punches because he knows what's been the most effective as far as his offense, right? He's kind of hand selected certain punches, certain shots, coupled with his timing and accuracy, and that's kind of how he approaches the fight. Anthony Joshua, his bread and butter used to be the jab, right hand, hook, uppercut. He'd get inside, hook, uppercut. Anthony Joshua would decapitate somebody with that hook and uppercut. Super strong, super intelligent fighter. But since he hooked with Ben Davison, AJ, his bread and butter has been the catch and shoot. You know, you throw, he got to roll back and counter. Like, that's what he tries to do. He tried to do that shit against the bar. That's what caused him so many problems, because he had the success against Ngannou, and he had the success against Otto Wallin. But he getting there with Tyson Fury trying that shit. It could work or it could backfire. It could work because Joshua has fast hands and he's powerful. He lands on Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury goes down. Simple. If Usyk dropped him, AJ can drop him. But at the same time, if he kind of fumbles along trying this catch and shoot bullshit with Tyson Fury with the 85-inch reach, and Tyson Fury hits Joshua square in the chin, I think Joshua goes down too, because Joshua's chin obviously isn't the best. His temple isn't the best. Shit, you could fart on Anthony Joshua and he would start dancing salsa in the ring and lose balance and fall over. So it truly is a 50-50 fight, man. Even when you look at the ages, Joshua's 35, Fury's 36. Joshua's had 32 fights, Fury's had 37. Losses, 2 for Fury, 4 for AJ. 1 draw for Fury. Knockouts, 25 for AJ, 24 for Fury. 166 in AJ, 6'9" for Tyson Fury. They say 6'7", but and overall the reach for AJ is 82 inches, reach for Fury is 85. So they're pretty evenly damn matched. You know what I'm saying? But I tell you what's becoming interesting is Netflix wants this fight. Netflix wants AJ and Fury. They want to put, and so when we talk about the money, we talk about Turkey Al-Sheikh, we talk about the zone. We got to look and see how they sort this out, because I'm going to tell you this. As a streaming service, right, the zone has exclusive rights to AJ. I don't know about Fury. I think with Fury, the Riyadh season, yeah. So if you're fighting under the Riyadh season umbrella, the zone has exclusive rights. But this is what's interesting is, you look at Netflix, right? Jake Paul and Mike Tyson did over 100 million views. Like, the stream was in such a demand that shit crashed Netflix. I remember trying to watch it and couldn't watch it. Matter of fact, I didn't watch it till the next day. But the thing is Katie Taylor was exclusive to the zone, but they made an exception for her to fight on Netflix. And Joshua and Fury both are exclusive to the zone, my understanding. And their deals with Eddie Hearn and Frank Warren aside, so that you could see a situation where initially they could talk about, okay, and you could have where the zone makes an exception and allows for Fury and AJ to fight on Netflix. Now, you know, if Fury and AJ fights on Netflix, because look, Netflix is in the boxing business now, right? But if Fury and AJ fought on Netflix, I think that Netflix, you thought Mike Tyson and Jake Paul crashed. I think it'd be another situation, especially depending on the undercard. I think it could crash, because what would happen is Netflix would get all the streaming. They would get probably more subscriptions. People would watch it. And then what would happen is AJ and Fury now, they get guarantees. See, because there's no longer worry about a pay-per-view model when you go with Netflix. A certain amount of money they get. So between the zone, Turkey Al-Sheikh, and Netflix, I'm sure they could sort it all out. You know what I mean? I'm sure they could. But the zone also knows, like, look, you're going to have to really convince me to allow a pass for this AJ and Fury because what the zone is trying to do is they're going to continue. They've been pushing and going to continue pushing aggressively when it comes to live sporting events. And there's not going to be too many other sporting events boxing wise that's going to be bigger than AJ versus Fury. Everyone's going to tune in to see that shit. But anyway, let's just see how it goes because Netflix is pushing aggressively, man, to put that fight on. And if Netflix is pushing aggressively, that means Netflix is willing to be aggressive as far as the fight person. They want to guarantee these guys. So I want to see how it all sorts itself out. But Turki Al-Sheikh is definitely watching this. Eddie Hearn, Frank Warren, Netflix, The Zone, everybody's watching it and they're trying to sort it out. But we just have to wait and see how it plays out. Because one thing about Turki Al-Sheikh, when Turkey's in the house every day is Thanksgiving. He's come out here and said, hey, look, that fight is going to still be on pay-per-view with Riyadh Season, who have an exclusive deal with The Zone. But at the same time, this is where we're going to find out. Does Turki Al-Sheikh really care about money or not? If he really doesn't care about money and the money he may have invested into the sport of boxing to help get boxing fans and people in the international community to view Saudi as a destination, then maybe he'll just keep pumping money into the sport of boxing. But if he's like, okay, hold our horses, I've been taking it to the stupid financially. Although I want to have this on pay-per-view for The Zone as a Riyadh Season event, if Netflix is going to put up, say, 150, 200 million for these guys to fight, and that's money I don't have to put up, then maybe he goes that route. But I'll tell you right now, man, them Saudis print their own money. So what you going to tell a trillionaire, quadrillionaire, whatever the hell they are there in Saudi Arabia, what you going to tell them? So I can't see them being worried about anything financially because they don't have to. But at the same time, it comes a point to where it's like, all right, although I'm not worried about money, if there's a smarter way to approach this, then let's start doing that. But I don't know. Let's see. But one thing for sure is Dana White and Netflix. I know Dana White's out the deal completely, okay, as far as promoting anything dealing with Turki Al-Sheikh. It seems like that's kind of, has been underscored, and going forward, that's going to be the norm. So I don't know what all happened between Dana White and Turki Al-Sheikh, but one thing I can say is hard for a guy who's a billions or trillions of dollars to come and tell a billionaire what to do. The billionaire, I don't care what. You could be a quadrillionaire. You trying to fucking tell a billionaire what to do? You ain't gonna boss him around. So I just think Dana White, it just said, look, man, let's have an amicable split here. And I'm just going to focus on my thing. You focus on yours, because Dana White's not going to help Turki Al-Sheikh put the UFC out of business, period. And he definitely ain't going to have Turki Al-Sheikh come in and become the boss and take over the UFC and control. He's not going to do that. They don't need his money. Everyone over there in the UFC seems to be happy. Fans seem to be happy. Fighters seem to be happy. Everyone seems to be just fine the way business is running. Anyway, let's sit back and see what happens. You got Crawford and Canelo. I got Fury and AJ. You got this Netflix deal. You got The Zone. You got goddamn Turki Al-Sheikh. There's so many moving pieces here. So many fights trying to be made and so much money. But let's see what happens. But I wouldn't be surprised if Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua fought this October. Actually, when you look at that timeline, it kind of makes sense. Keep cool. I'm in the breeze.